And
Welcome traders, Dale Pinkard and Mike V here today on the Dale and Mike show, or the Mike and Dale show. You know, I have a couple of things I want to talk about. How you doing, Mike?
Good morning. I'm fine, Coach. Thanks for asking. Yourself?
You put pretty good. You put that post up there that Michalowski wrote about flows coming into the dollar because of risk off. Here's one of the reasons why you're getting big risk off. Look at this moving copper.
What a move.
Okay, so basically what it's saying, copper, since China's the biggest consumer, is that the reopening trade has lost its luster. And I took a look at BABA earlier, looks pretty lousy. And just wanted to show that the opposite side of is if we continue to, so, you know, we never had that breakout in TLT. It happens at 109. So we're still not there, but this still has the implications of a rally, which I think is kind of in line with risk off. So Nvidia under pressure, semis under pressure, now the general market under pressure, and I'm also short one of the strongest stocks. Apple barely went lower on the day, but I guess I'll have to be patient. You know, when you have a negative tape and the thing you're short is up.
Well, listen, like, you know, I said that's I told you the other day what the best feeling is in the world was, arguably, but the worst feeling is when your short goes down.
No, I mean, just some of the things. This was one of my better calls of the month, was the top in Bitcoin, and still doesn't look like it's done. I'm looking for much lower levels. You know, I think 18 grand maybe. And all of this is going to be part of a liquidation. I'm just looking at, remember I said there's not much I want to be long. Here's the industrials. They look like they're getting ready to roll over here.
And most of the stocks that reported earnings this morning, the big ones, UPS, General Motors, Pepsi. Well, actually, Pepsi's up. McDonald's reported. So you have still industrials are at least in the area of, some of them may not be in the industrials, but reporting as well. So, yes.
So last week when we were here, I think it was this candle, this day we were on, I said, don't buy it. NVIDIA.
Oh, yes, you did.
Right? Because we had divergence. It was like a little 3 drive and it's rolling over pretty good. The copper stocks are finally rolling over. This does not look good. I didn't think it looked good a few days ago when it did this. I think we're going to take out 36, head down towards 30. Almost looks like a failing rally that we could have this from here. So, you know, oil, copper, China, commodity story under pressure, dollar beginning to rally, people going into bonds. It seems bonds and the dollar is where the flow is today, from what I see.
No, I agree. Look at what's breaking high right now. What is this? Philip Morris, Budweiser,
all right,
Kimberly Clark. You know what I mean? Pepsi's reported earnings still at the high, so that's the type of day it could be. Hershey's
and the other,
that says
Hershey, I'm going to give you the chart. So we tried to rally back to 62 on Microsoft. They have earnings, so you know, and anything could happen. I'd sell good earnings if they had them. If they have them. This looks like a breakdown to me in Microsoft. And you know what, compared to Apple, if you look at it long term, you know, you look at it like this and you go, oh, why would anyone short it? You look at a weekly, and after the big decline, all we did was, you know,
well, I
correct.
Think I might not be spot on, but I think that Microsoft had this rally because it really fueled the AI. It was the I guess the headwind of the AI, and Nevada was the two behemoths that actually stayed up there, saying, you know, as opposed to stocks like AI or this BBAI or SOUN. So I just, you know, it's as opposed, you can even see this will edify my point. AMD and Nevada usually go somewhat hand in hand, and they completely split. As I came in short AMD today, I took some off. But I think that Microsoft is still being propped up to a degree, 50% maybe, not specifically, but maybe because of your Apple theory. It's a flight to safety to a degree. And
look at check out SMH, you know, that's a weekly, but if you look at like almost any other TF, like the 4 hour, and it looks like they're breaking down
Yeah.
under 250, they broke down. So, you know, got negative semis, they're leading the way, they're leading the way down. And you were short AMD from the top.
I'm short AMD. It came in short
Yeah,
overnight. I actually
yeah.
didn't cover it as well as I
So
like.
that
I'll show the
just
chart
call,
now.
yeah, so just call me Dale the Bear, and we'll see what happens. This could turn out to be, you know, everyone thinks that the big sell-off to clear out October lows is going to happen in the fall. That's what the narrative
I
most
think it's going
people
to happen in
think.
June, but I shouldn't have said anything. That's what I think.
Well, that's all right. I do. I think June, July. I've been talking July. So you know, it's a
It's
few months
happening now.
away. It's starting. It's starting.
It's
It'll
certain.
culminate it'll culminate in June, according to your tip sheet.
You want to know this seriously?
Yeah.
Maybe Jim should have a disclosure here. Opinions are not. Don't take my opinions. It's only an opinion. I believe that the market's going to, from what I understand, I
Yeah.
think the market's going to have. Well, no, not think. The markets has a 15 to 20 cent pullback, and it's a buying opportunity of a lifetime.
A 15 to 20% pullback.
Correct. Correct.
I'm with you.
I'm not positioned that way.
No, not well. Why do it? You know,
That's an
yeah.
opinion.
Wait, you
It's a hell
gotta.
of a break, and it's yet to be wrong in my lifetime. And the
All right.
opinions are very few and far between. But I'm not positioned for it because price action trumps sentiment. I got this far without this person's opinion, so I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. But that's
Okay.
what I'm.
All right. So you know that's kind of the stuff I
Everybody's
wanted to
hitting the
cover.
bid.
We're going to get a great break to buy these miners too, Mike. I mean, they've come off quite a bit. And maybe not AU, but you know, you look at something like Newmont.
I came in
You
short.
know,
It came in
Newmont.
long. I came in
New,
long, and I couldn't wait to sell it. I'll show my charts again. I couldn't wait to
yeah,
sell it.
Newmont's not done. That's a pretty good correction we've already had, and if there's more left in metals, you know, I would say 30 on GDX is where 31 to 30 is when I'm going to start buying the miners again, using GDX as a kind of a key off of other things I'd want to buy. You know, this has been the strongest run, the silver stock, and that's just a normal pullback. And if I could get it at 360, 350, I like it. Fortuna not as strong, but you know, I think this will be a nice buying opportunity. And I think you said you saw some option sweeps in BTG last week, $7 strikes into January.
Correct.
Now I like that call. So I mean, if you have a chance to buy BTG 370, 360 in the next few weeks, you just risk the lows, and this
Well,
we put in.
it's a leg in position. That's what it is.
Yeah, and you know, this is, you know, pretty good run, 320, you know, $1.10. The next run could almost be $2 from 370. So that's something, you know, I'm keeping an eye on too as the market sells off. So the only thing that would throw it off is if the market really does sell off.
Well,
I'm not sure the gold shares are gonna, you know, it's gonna be over just, you know, 30 cents lower if we're going to get 20% lower in the market.
Well, we'll be prepared for that in other sectors or other instruments. Trust me, if that does happen. First of all, plan A was leg into it, correct? Plan B happens. That'll be the least of BTG will be the least of our concerns if the latter of your plans or situations arises.
Great point, Mike. I'm turning over the controls to you.
Okay, where am I?
And curious to see what you're trading on this tape. You taking any shorts?
I'm not. I took a. Hold on. Let me share screen. Share screen. There's my main screen. Share screen. My take. Look. Oh, AMD. I came in short. The blue is up. The blue, as everybody knows, is a buy. So I covered it. What is it? Closed at 7. I had a mark in it. So I covered some 86. The low is 85. I took it off maybe 85. So I came short that. What else? Here's the screen. Still places to hide. The VIX has usually been fading every single day in the afternoon. Let's see if that holds up. I took a position in Riven. right before it came on there, a lot of it, and it was a nice move. What else? So let's look at the big daddies. What happened today? GE. Is this profit taking, or is this, or is this the the one day, the reversal? Spotify was a stock that did the same thing, had the slow, the stairs up, reported with the volume, and it's still up on the day, but the print, closed at 131. You could have got it 145. Then it shakes shorts at, and then you have to put, these are things that I can't trade because I've had other larger positions. But going back to my how I was bred, for lack of a better term, I would have been all of this 145 to 136, throw bids and offers. I'm not saying I would have 10,000 shares, but when you see stocks that are reporting doing similar things, what else? It sticks to that theme of the morning. General Motors was another one that was typical of it. GM was trading.
Yeah, so I saw your comment that most of the good news stocks gave up their gains in the first half hour.
Yeah, but now GM, like a stock like GM, let's use it for example. It's not the sexiest stock, but it is emblematic of the market and a bigger product, especially when you talked about the industrials. Now it's in the penalty box. It did have a chance to break down at 32.90 and say it's all over, and then everybody runs and margin calls hits or whatever. But now it's right. It could it go up to the gap? God forbid it goes up to like 30, maybe a 35 strike again. So even general market, much as the market has been with this low volume, it's range bound. And this is
that
what
thing's going under 30. It's going to clear, because all the longs, going back to last June, 30. Then the next we had a rally, pulled back to 31, had a rally. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was Coach. I didn't think it was looking.
No, that's all right.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was just a grinding advance, and I think there are a lot of hope liquidation stops under 32, 31, and the grand prize is 30 back in June.
You know what, but Coach, it's almost like a boomer stock now. As these come down, so do like the EV cars and other cars. So you know what? I don't even think it's almost turning into like DuPont or IBM. I'm not, you know what I mean? It's more of a gauge than taking a position. Once again, I agree with your opinion, but you know what? If you're going to buy GM, why don't you buy Ford? I don't know. Why don't you? I don't know. You know what I mean? I did buy Ribbon though. I'm not going to lie. Hope this freaking thing goes up. Short squeeze.
Happening. Oil's under pressure.
They are under pressure, but they're being helped by Mike Vanese. That's for sure. I took a position in Devon, the 50-day. Maybe it was a little bit early. The 50. I took a shot here. I was a little bit early. So my price on Devon is the good solid green line. I'm even in it. I like it here. I'm taking a stab. As you go to the long term, I think the oils do bounce, or the first to bounce. Halliburton, I got too giddy. Started buying it at 34. The meat of my trade was 33.60. Then I did average down. So as you can see, the solid green line here is where my average price is 33.70. Here's the chart on Halliburton. It did actually, I posted on TradeGATEHub. It actually did the same with Schlumberger did after the earnings. So, maybe I should have been buying a little bit slob. It had a nice move, 5%. What is it? A nice move off the bottom, but I'm buying some Devon and I'm buying some Halliburton. Halliburton might need a little bit more of a shakeout because it did have earnings and it's, algo driven. But Devon, I'm in. Newmont, I actually had this morning. I told you I couldn't wait to sell. I had a lot of it. It's 2,600. I think I had 8,000 shares. So Newmont, I thought it might run after this chart where I was looking for some sort of gold play, and I maybe took for granted, although it didn't go against me, that I had the 200-day and the 50-day right there, as opposed to going in something like an AU. Look at that thing still. Or even the GDX, which I really didn't want to play any indexes. I don't, or not indexes. I want
So the scale in would be between your two moving averages on the next break.
Correct.
The GDX, what you had up there before. Yeah.
Oh, no, right. You said 30. We went over this before, didn't we?
Yeah. This confirms it. I'm looking at your moving averages.
So Newmont, I couldn't wait to sell it in the morning, and I had a lot.
Newmont looks like it can make another, new low.
Well, that's right. So that was me literally pounding it down. I was looking for a trade only. I didn't get stubborn. I didn't say the moving averages gold is going to rally because of I didn't, I just made the trade. It didn't do what I thought it was going to do. So like we say, Paul, here it comes. I said next. So,
That's right.
Reverend again, you bastard. So listen, I mean, these cybersecurity stocks are now breaking down with some volume out of the coach.
That does
PN,
not look
I
good.
was told to short at PNW. No, I didn't listen. That one broke, now is going down. CYBR, new lows. I wouldn't, I mean, that's not even a third day down, even for a trade.
Yeah.
CYBR. So these stocks are, you know what?
I've seen a lot of bearish looking charts on your screen in the last 20 minutes.
FCX. There's FC. You can look at any sector.
Yeah.
You can look at
It's
Exxon.
pretty, so it's pretty broad.
It is pretty broad. His Target tried to hang on. That's trying to waffle up and down the 200-day, which that was I thought was a bigger deal than it is right now. I thought if that broke like right here, that was a big deal. But they're holding up Pepsi, Twilo again, making new lows. They took the meat off it at over 55, just like 6 trading hours ago. You know what I mean? And here it is 53.5.
Yeah.
Net going Lewis, PayPal, and Square. Where are these things? Square, here's PayPal daily. It did look good, Lewis. But you know what? They're range bound. I don't, what am I going to do here? I'll trade between the range. So that's it. GDXJ, Slump was Devon now. I just could have had a chance to sell it. I would have sold it too a little bit, 53, just to lighten up. But next.
Yeah, it's a turnaround Tuesday, but I don't see any big reversals happening today. I think, I don't think they're going to turn this today.
Oh, they're
It could
trading.
recover, but I don't see it.
Disney and no man's land.
Yeah.
They're trading. Then volume is, hold on, let me go to TradeGATEHub to edify most of my points, if not.
Ron DeSantis is writing calls on Disney.
Okay.
I'm kidding you.
No, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised. You're allowed to do that this day. If he traded a quarter of as much as Pelosi, we'd have him as a client.
Oh, was she a master trader? I'm telling you. She didn't even chart. She didn't even have to chart, Mike.
That's true.
Can you believe that?
All right. Well, keep this in mind, Coach. Coach, this is what about the 10-year.
Oh yeah, yeah.
How they're positioning in the futures.
Yeah.
All right. So
that's what I mean. That you break out over 109 and TLT, they're gonna squeeze those shorts so bad that their eyeballs will be popping out of their head.
Poor people. We don't want to see that. But listen,
yeah, well, that's what happens.
Even the fact that it might not be the most active day or volume is on the thinner side. What I would like to stress out is it's not an opinionated or predominantly a stock trading room. What I do to start off the most of the day, what I do, and I try to stay very consistent, I think that's the least of our issues, is post data that you can disseminate yourself. And then I'm open to questions, comments, and complaints as always. But here's the macro view of the S&P, the comp. Here's bar, another comment. Here's this right here. It's an X-ray. You could think of whatever you want about the market, but there are statistics and numbers that don't lie about the majority of ETFs, sans the semis, as Coach brought yesterday. And you can look up how they're doing on the most relevant moving averages. Somebody just posted something again. Let me make this point though, as the market bounces a touch. Here I give you the JP Morgan view, Bank of America client flow trends, not what Mike V thinks. These are what Bank of America client trends are doing. Upgrades and downgrades, what's moving in the market. Jim Cramer's opinion, economic number. Straight away, the Bloomberg numbers on reporting of major industrials like GE, McDonald's, so forth. That's the majority of what we do here. So
yeah, your stuff, Mike, at times confirms what I'm doing, and at other times opens my eyes to what I should be thinking about doing.
Well, that's
so I mean, it's
I appreciate
you really
that.
provide great content here.
Well, I appreciate that, Coach, and you took the words out of my mouth, because sometimes the better positions take a little bit more time to work, and this isn't patronizing as well, but you keep me in stocks on a macro view. I'm still after what, 26 years trading, still trying to take out the last little piece of day trading that sticks in the back, and actually what made me, I guess, good to a degree. So, we're always trying to get better, and, if we don't, then we're going to get left behind. And that's what TradeGATEHub basically tries to do with high level opinions, getting on the TradeView markets, either demo or our variety of platforms that you could use to get in there. And the least, we're not going to stop giving data and to
You know what makes this day more bearish to me than even price action?
that
There,
no one's watching it.
no, that there was no bearish news to set it off.
Oh, that's fair. No, it's fair.
Because
I
people
appreciate
will
that.
say, well, why is the market down? And they can't come up with a news story. So that to me is even more bearish than there being a catalyst for making it happen.
Well, this is, I wanted to take this, somebody else quoted this. I can't take credit for it. This is quite ingenious. And it comes to your point here. And it's this, I believe I'm gonna use it straight. This day, it seems like almost like a trailer for what's going to come ahead to the week for earnings and others. You know what I mean?
Okay,
It's
yeah,
almost like
yeah.
it's almost like a here's
Preview.
so here's a preview. If Microsoft's down and AMD's down and D-Dog's still going and the banks are down because of FRC, here's a preview. You know what I mean? It almost seems
Yeah.
like it's a trailer. And you
Yeah.
know what? It is only, a Tuesday morning, and
Yeah.
the
It's still
majority
early
of
in the,
movements
yeah,
about the fireworks are going to start either way with the earnings that are coming out tonight and tomorrow throughout the week, which I will post if not posted already. So, keep the powder dry. I don't really like that saying. I just started saying it, but so, to keep the powder dry and know what you're buying, because it's going against you. It might keep going against you. So you got to know what you have.
let's leave it there.
Yeah.
Know what you have. And before you have it, make sure you know about it. Okay. Don't just take a tip. Do your own due diligence.
Right. Almost like when you reevaluate if you're going to propose to your wife or not. Do the same thing.
Yeah. Great metaphor, Brody.
It is.
All right. So good hunting the rest of the day, Mike. I have another broadcast to do in about an hour and a half.
Okay.
Going to have Tom McClellan here.
That's incredible.
Do you use the McClellan oscillator?
I
or
do.
The summation index?
I know. I use the oscillator.
Okay, because that was created by his father
Mind
and
blowing.
his mother.
Right.
And I used to go to the same TV studio they used to go to in LA, and Tom picked up the mantle, but he didn't go right into the business.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to this.
That's great. It's like having Bollinger's son on, or
Yeah,
Bollinger band. So
or
whatever.
Bollinger. Yeah.
Yeah.
These guys are
or the 50-day move. It's a spawn of the 50-day moving average.
Yeah. So anyway, he's it's not going to be rated G, because I'll tell you what, I've heard an interview he did maybe a month ago.
Look at this.
And anyway, who it doesn't look good for the incumbent. He does a lot of presidential cycle work. So if the market's tanking into next year, whoever it is for the Democrats probably won't have a chance. So
that's correct.
We might have a President Trump again.
You think so?
Anyway, let's don't just count your pips, count your blessings. Mike, keep firing away, and really thanks for the great work you do in the room. We invite people to come in and share in here. Our recent addition, Paul, cable guy, excellent trader. You follow his trades, mainly trades the pound, and shorter term day trader. So if that's your style and you want to trade currencies, there you go. I'm more of a swing trader, and Mike is
trade what it's ever
every kind of trader. You could be combined into one human body that can day trade, swing trade, position trade, and then trade around those positions. So anyway,
I signed up for it. I signed up for it. It doesn't have to be that way.
I mean, yeah. Anyway, one of the most active guys.
As Coach talks, poke around the site. It's not just a room. As I poach up one tag, there's the top news. We have market movers. There's the crypto page. It's an advanced page. You eventually want to replace Yahoo Finance, which I used to look at 10, 15 years ago with some generic thing. Maybe if I was, looking at some, I don't know, if I borrowed someone else's laptop or something. So we eventually want to make this something analogous to Yahoo Finance, if you will, with credible, look at this, beautiful, with credible people putting out credible things. That's what we are. Just continue going forward, putting out great data. And Coach says it was great hearing from you today. This is the least of you heard from me. We've been on for 20 minutes. I'm going to be here the rest of the day. So we just started, including with earnings coming out. So this day, it's not how we started, it's how we finish. I'm sorry if I'm going off on tangents. The lights are blinking, but I should have left it off, Coach, there. But please be in the room. I answer all questions right away. I take everybody's opinions very seriously. And that's the least I could do for your time. Cheers.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, Mike works hard for the people in the community, as hard as he does for people that are giving them money to manage. So that speaks for itself. So don't just count your pips, count your blessings, everyone. I'll be back in an hour and a half with Tom McClellan of the McClellan Oscillator, and I'll see everyone then.
Cheers. I'll be on.
Good hunting, buddy.
Thanks, guys.